was 3 years old when my dad brought home my first bow. I don't know if you'd call it fate or luck or what you would call it, but somehow the first arrow I ever shot hit right in the middle of the bullseye. When I pull back and look through that peep, nothing else seems to matter. In my house growing up, second place was not celebrated. There were no participation trophies. There were no pat on the backs. You either won or you worked harder, one of the two. I knew from the time I was in high school, probably earlier than that I was going to shoot my bow and arrow and somehow make a living doing it. After high school was over is when I really got back into archery and started taking it 100% serious again. I quit my masonry job, I let my business go. At that point, I was all in. Every time I show up to a tournament, I step out of the truck, no matter what I've thought, said beforehand. When I get there and step out, something clicks in my head, and I'm going to do everything, scratch, claw, fight, everything in me to win. No matter what it takes, I want to be the one standing there when the smoke clears. I've been shooting a bow now for 25 years, since I was 5 years old, and I don't need to learn to shoot. I don't need to learn to judge yardage. It's like walking to me now. It's the little things that I'm working on. It's the fitness, it's the mental state, the way I attack a tournament, and being physically, mentally fit. I want to be the ultimate package, the ultimate archer. So you have to be all in. You can't just say, I'm going to do this for fun. This is a hobby. I mean, you can if that's your goal, but if your goal is to be the best, there's no possible way it's going to work. Archery not only gave me competition and all the titles in the competition world, but it gave me what I was most passionate about from the very beginning, and that's hunting. It seems like the more you're in the spotlight, the more you appreciate those quiet moments. And I think that's why hunting is so special to me. It's not about killing an animal. In the end, that's a bonus, but seeing the world wake up in so many different places, and I've got to do it all with a bow in my hand. There's a lot of things I want people to say about me, after it's all said and done, after my archery career is over. I want to be a good dude. I want to be remembered as a fierce competitor, but I want to leave this sport better than I found it. That's where the OPA came from. That was a dream of mine for years. And it's just something I stepped out on a limb again, said I'm all in. If I never win another tournament, I don't need to be in the spotlight anymore. I want to leave this sport better than I found it, and this is the only way I know how. As important as archery has been to me, and as much as I've put into it, in the big scheme of things in life, archery is not that big of a deal. It's about family, it's about hard work, it's about your spiritual relationships. I've always said success shouldn't be measured in how much money you got, how famous you are, how many friends you got. To me, success is the spiritual, mental, physical health that you wake up and go to sleep in every day. No matter what makes you happy, you need to learn to be the hardest worker you can be at it. You need to be the best at whatever it is you do, and that's the only true happiness and satisfaction you can have, is self-satisfaction, knowing that you gave it every single thing you have. And that thing for me has always been archery.